Hello everyone, welcome to CAF Geek. Today we'll talk about Python Basics 002. So we're going to talk about list, strings, list, tuple, and dictionary. So let's start with strings. So what is strings? So strings is a continuous set of characters. So if you want to write it down, you can just write continuous set of characters represents using quotation marks. So we used to represent quotation marks. We used to like quotation marks to represent a string altogether. We can actually find a substring if you would like to. We can easily go for a substring as well. The only thing you have to do is use a slice operator. So we use a slice operator. So what exactly is slice operator? So if you look at like this, the brackets or these are called slice operators. What about the indexing? So indexing starts from 0 to n minus 1, where n is length of string. If we go with minus 1, it is the end, which is, let's go with, which is n over here, n minus 1. So let's take an example of some strings to actually understand it. We also use a plus sign with it. Okay, so if you would like to use a plus sign, this plus sign is used for concatenation, if you call it. We'll use for concatenation. What is concatenation? Concatenation is basically uh, pairing two strings or adding two strings together, getting a single output. So for example, we have two strings, let's say calf and geek, we attach them together. So let's take example of string. So let's say we have str is equal to hello world. We have str1 which is equal to, let's say, capgeek. Sorry. So if we would like to have str minus 1, what we'll get? We will get a d. Over here d is nothing more than but a n minus 1 character. If we got about what is length, so we can say n is equal to length which is of str. Yeah, so we can say print n 11. So if we go str minus 1, it is basically 10, str10. So we go with str10 d. It's exactly same as minus 1. What we can do is we can also concatenate. So if we want to concatenate, let's say with str plus str1, we get hello world cap. If we talk about str plus, we have a space plus str1, got hello world space cap geek. Okay, let's see one more thing over here. If you would like to have only hello from the hello world, so if you would like to have only hello from hello world, what we will do is we will use slice operator over here. We will start from 0 up till we have hello, where h is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go with 5. Let's go with 5. We get hello. In this case, we have start from this. Let's see exactly how it works. To make it work, let's say we have, so we have str with us, which is equal to hello, hello space world world, right? We got this. So let's numberize everything. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 right over here. So if we go str 0 to 5, we only take this over here. So if you like to have, let's use a black marker, which we can use this highlighter as well. So we only take hello. We don't take 5. So we can use a black marker for clarity. We only take this because it's from 0 to 5. Over 5 is n. And we go with 0 to n minus 1. We provide n. So this is all about strings. Let's see next data type, which is list. In Python, list is compound data type. It's the most versatile, I would say. Let's see over here. Let's make a point. B, let's go with B. We have A, we have now B. B is a favorite list. Everyone love list. It's kind of a array. It's a most versatile Python command data type. So if you like talk about list, I would say versatile Python's compound data type. For versatile Python's compound data type. It's beautiful. I'm like, the future you code, the more programs you code, the more list you're going to use. Anyhow, so let's say what we have more is to use list. We use brackets. We use square brackets to actually initialize it. So we use square brackets. Anything enclosed in square brackets is called lists. Similarly, what we have used uh, quotes in case of strings. We use quotes in case of strings. We use square brackets in case of list. Let's say what we have. We can also use plus sign to concatenate. Similarly to what we have seen in string, we can use plus sign to concatenate. We can store anything we want to. We don't have a fixed thing to store. We can store anything we want to. We can also use our favorite asterisk. If you would like to know spelling of asterisk, you can easily Google it, or I can share it with you as well. So we can use asterisk for repetition operator. We will see an example. We call it repetition operator. So those who would like to know spelling of asterisk, because many people get it wrong, we have, it's simple. It's ASTERISK, asterisk. Cool. So we have asterisk. Anything starts with 0 is exactly same. We start with 0 to n. We can use -1 for the end. Exactly same we talked about in list. Nothing special. So let's take example of a list. Let's say I have LST, right? So LST I have. Let's go with A, B, C, D. We use a comma for the next element altogether. We have, let's say, 1 to 34. We have calf. We have one more element. Let's say we have, give me a good number. Yeah, 27 sounds good. We have one more. We can go with geek. Yeah, that's my favorite. So we use using square brackets and we press enter. Now LST is a list. We cannot have one more list. Let's go with tiny LST. Yeah, we can have one more list which will have number from 1 to 3. We have name calf altogether. So if you would like to say, let's say I would like to know what is the first element of the list LST. So with LST 0, we get ABCD. If we go with LST minus 1, we will get geek. I was right. So we can also have LST, oh yeah, LST plus, we have tiny LST over here. We add both of them, you get a concatenated string, which we have ABCD234, which is calf and 27 and geek from the LST, and 123 and calf from tiny LST. We can easily concatenate. We can also do a repetition operator. Let's have an repetition operator as well. Asterisk, which we saw the spelling already. So we got LST into 2. Press enter. You can see we have twice ABCD. We have twice 234 calf geek and everything. So we basically repeated everything. So if you would like to know, I can show it on tiny LST as well. Let's have an example of tiny LST into 3. We get 6 characters. So we can go with length. We can have tiny LST into 3. What will give? We get 6. Where length is used in this case as a function to actually find the length of the list altogether. So it's a beautiful operator altogether. We have talked about lists. Now let's talk about tuples. We have talked about list. We have talked about string. Let's talk about tuples. Tuples are great too. Let's talk about tuples. Tuples are not generally used in everyday programming, but yeah, it's a good important. It's similar to string list, nothing special. If you call it like similar to list, the only difference is it's not editable, or we call it more like read only. It can be stated as read only list. It's important. This read only word is really important. You should remember it. It is called as a read only list, which is extremely important. We use parentheses. So, for example, we use quotes for strings, we use square brackets for list, we use parentheses for tuples. So, we have over here as string, we have these for list, and we have this for tuples. There's one more important thing which has to be taken care of tuples is tuples are not editable. As you can see, it's already have mentioned read only. I can again write it down over here. It's not editable. Once you have made a tuple, it will stay exactly like that forever. You can't change it whenever you want to. So let's take an example over here. Let's say I want to form a tuple. Let's say TPL is equal to, we have to start from parentheses as we have discussed before. So we have 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Let's say like this. Let's make one more list, lst, which starts from brackets 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So if I would like to say we have TPL 3, what we get? We get 4. But if I would like to say TPL 4 over here, yeah, use square brackets to actually access this. Everything is been accessed using square brackets, similar to strings, tuples, or list. Everything is used with square brackets. So let's say TPL4 is equal to 12. It will show an error because tuple cannot be edited. You can see already over here, tuple object does not support item assignment. We cannot do it later on. In this case, let's say we have lst3. Exactly, we get 4. If I say lst4 is equal to 12, I can't do that either. The question is why? Because we didn't have the appropriate length to do it. Okay, so the question is why we didn't have the appropriate length to get it done. That's the biggest question over here. Okay, so we can do the editing thing once again. Let's say we have TPL. Let's talk about 2. Okay, yeah, length is not appropriate. That's one of the reasons I could not access 4, because I didn't have the fourth length. Yeah, that's my mistake. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, so let's ignore it over here. Let's skip what we have TPL2, which is equal to, let's say, 12. I can't do it because it does not support assignment. Where in the previous was list was assignment index out of range. We don't have an index out of range. I simply don't support assignment. If you look at the error, it will be pretty clear to you, as you can see over here. I can't over here, as you can see, assignment out of range. We only have lst for 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? That's what we had. So I can only access it from, okay, no, I don't have this. Okay, sorry, we have lst from 1 to 3 and 4. I don't have anything. We have 0, 1, 2, 3. We don't have anything on 4. It's empty. So we don't have, it's called assignment out of range. That's the reason. We can assign it, but it's assignment out of range. So we can take a new example over here. Let's take a new example of LST. Let's say LST2 is equal to 12. Yes, we can do that. We can actually change the list altogether, but we can't go with LST4 because we don't have required assignment range. We don't have the indexes out of range or anything. That is the reason we can't do it. Anyhow, so these all things were what we call about tuples, list, and everything. This is one more really interesting data type. I would say it's called dictionary. This is one of my favorites. Dictionary. So what exactly is a dictionary? So as you will see in a simple English language, we have dictionary. So how does dictionary work? Dictionary works in a really simple way. We have a key, we have a value. In English dictionary, I would say in English, okay, one more thing I would like to mention before moving forward, dictionaries are also called hash tables or maybe called hash maps, whichever way you think it's comfortable for you to know. Okay, in English we have words, right? We all have words, plus we have their description, whatever. Similarly, in Python, we have a value, we have a key over here, and we have its value. Okay, so if you'd like to talk more about, let's say, about the dictionary altogether, we can say it it can be referred to as hash tables. That's important. That's one thing. Dictionary always has a key, so we have a key plus value. That's one thing I have to be remembered. That's nice. It is used by curly braces. So if you would like to make a key, use curly braces. So these are the curly braces I'm talking about. So we use curly braces. That's important to actually initialize a dictionary in Python. So we use curly braces over here, as you can see, curly braces. We use simple square brackets like everyone else to access. We use square brackets to access. Nothing much on that part. So let's take an example of list over here. So for example, let's say I would like to initialize a dictionary. So we call it dict. Let's go with example. We have dict, which is nothing, I use a blank dict over here. So if I'd like to say, let's say dict, let's go with calf. So I use a string as a dictionary. So I can use anything. So in case of key, I would say, let's say I have a key. Key can be a number. Key can be a string, object, which we'll talk about later, but you might not know about object anyhow, but it can be anything. Key can be anything. Over here, I'm using a string as a key, which is equal to, let's say, geek, right? Let's say we have a dict, which would say we got 2, which is equal to, let's say, with 12, right? So in this case, over here, it is called key. This is called key. This is and this. These two are called value. So we have a key and a corresponding value, more of a pair. So for every key, let's say we got key A, B, C, D, we got a value. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So for every key you got one value. It's more of a function kind of a thing in maths, if you know about functions. Yeah, everyone knows about functions. Who doesn't know about functions? Anyhow, so it's a function kind of a thing. So we got a key, we got a value. This is called hash maps as well. We can call them hash tables, whatever you like to call them, but these are called keys. Oh, sorry, these are called. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. These are called dictionaries in Python. The better part about dictionary is dictionary have no concept of order. So, for example, we say this can be 1, this can be 2, this can be 3, this can be 4, which is false. Remember it. No concept of order. This is something I have to remember. For example, when we talk about list, we always talk about 0, we know what will come up. But in this case, it doesn't happen. With list, dictionary is not stored in order. There is no order. This thing has to be remembered. No concept of order whatsoever. There, everything is unordered or out of order, I would say. Unordered, or I can say out of order. Let's see an example of dictionary. Let's say I would like to make a dictionary. Let's call a blank dictionary over here, right? I would say dict calf is equal to geek. Okay, so we go with dict. I would like to have two dict 2, which is equal to 167. We got dict 3. Let's go with dict 100. That sounds cool. Which is equal to, no, let's go with 3. We got it. So if we print dict, I can have everything. So we can also go with dict 1. So that's how you initialize a dict. If you would like to initialize a proper dict, so blank one, you can go with dict. We can say 1. You can use a colon, that I'm using over here. You can use a colon. We can say 90. You can use a comma to actually separate two different elements. Over here we have, so if you like to take a note, let's see a note over here. Over here, this we have a key. Over here, this we have a value. We got a key, we got a value. Let's change the color bit. Let's go with blue. Over here, the whole thing, it is called an element of a dictionary. Right. So we have element of a dictionary. So let's move forward over here. We got 90, 1 and 90. We got 2. Let's go with 30. We close the dictionary, press enter. We got it. We said dict, we got it. So we call about dict, let's say 1, right? So dict 1, no, we don't have a dict 1, right? So we can go with dict 2. Let's go with dict 2 plus dict 1 of, let's go with 3. So what you will, we don't have a 3 over here. We got 2. We got 100, right? We can go with 100. We can go with 2 as well. Yeah, we can go with 2. We don't have 100. So we have 100, dict 2 and dict 2. So we will get of 197. How we get 197? It's kind of a simple thing. So let's say we have dict 2. What is dict 2? Dict 2. So we have a dict over here. This is 2. So we get 167. So we got 167 plus we got dict 1 2. So this is dict 1 and this is the 2. This is the key. Over here we write a key and outputs the value. So for example, I have a dict 100, which means dict 100 over here means this is a simple, let's say this is over here a simple key, and we get a value of 3 over here. If you got this, so it is equal to 3. This is right. Similarly over here, when we got dict 2, we got 167, right? In dict 1 we got 30, so we got 167 plus 30, which is equal to 197. Let's say about dict 100 just to get a confirmation. Over here we can have dict 100 and enter. So that's the beauty of data types. So we talked about 4 data types. We talk about strings, we talk about list, we talk about tuple, we talk about dictionaries. To initialize every one of them, let's make a small table. To make us remember, we will have a small table. Let's say we have string, that's the first one. Then we have list. The only difference between list and tuple was that do not get, we can change the list, you can't change the tuple. That was the difference. Okay, we have a dictionary also. Dictionary, whatever. So we use string, we can use these or single quotes or double quotes to initialize them. In list we use square brackets. In tuple we use parentheses. In dictionary we use curly braces to access them. This is for the initialization. Yeah. To access them we use square brackets, square brackets, square brackets and square brackets, or we call them slice operators. We don't use slice operator in every case. We use slice operator in these cases. We call them slice operator, as we have discussed above. So this is what's all about data types are. So thank you. You can download the notes from the video from the description below. For any doubts, you can easily write on the comments and we will help you back. Thank you so much and have a nice day.